audio running. All right.
We're here.
I kind of like this vibe right now. I'm not gonna
With
lie.
the rain?
Yeah,
I'm fucking
yeah.
with
I
the
kind of
rain,
fuck
bro.
with this a little
fucking
bit. Like,
with the rain.
yo, man. All right, man. Let's just bring it in so we can dive in. MIC episode 64. Community content. You get it all here, man.
All of
And
it.
you know, we got a really special, unique dude on the futon, man. And I'm honestly, I'm honored. You know what I mean? I'm honored, man.
It's all mine.
You feel me? But we definitely got Artie in the building, man. Artie, man, thank you for joining us, bro.
Guys, I really can't thank you enough for having me. This is an
Bro,
absolute pleasure.
Nah, man, and it's gonna be a fun one. I'm definitely excited for that. I mean, cause we got a little taste. You know what I mean? When we at the listening party, like a few weeks back, we were chopping it up, and I was talking. I was like, not like if. I mean, like we pretty much had a podcast episode right there. Like when we were talking right there, bro. Like I mean, like I was like, bro, this is, bro, a content gold mine from this dude, man. So like, I definitely have some questions written down, but like, this is just to anchor the conversation. Like it's gonna be a free flowing, yeah, I mean, type of deal. Yeah, you know I mean, and like I can't wait, bro. So if we just want to dive in, man. Just for people who don't know, who you are, what you're involved in, we're gonna break all that down.
Yeah.
Get to know Artie a little bit, man. So where are you from?
So I grew up in Pittsburgh. I'm from Mount Washington. I grew up in Mount Washington.
Okay.
A lot of people look at it as like a nice area, but I grew up in like the city side of it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We lived the city life. Like hardcore shit was happening.
Yeah.
My parents were involved in a lot of crazy stuff, and so I got to see the full spectrum of life from a young age. Bro, I was wealthy.
Yeah.
I was broke. Didn't have heat in winter. That type time. Like,
yeah.
And I'm genuinely grateful for it. My parents both had substance abuse issues, so I really got to see the entire spectrum that life was able to provide for anyone.
Sure. And like, at what age did you kind of notice, that was like surrounding you? Was it like, did you kind of catch on early or like?
Yeah. This definitely like. Did you guys do the DARE program? I know you did.
No, but like, nah. I definitely caught a whiff. We all did for real. Like,
so,
yeah.
They started doing the DARE program, and I remember. Well, even before that, I'm not gonna say any names, but there was like notable people coming through my house all the time, and I'm like, why are these people here? And my dad was like, oh, I'm in the union. I was like, all your friends are in the union. They don't talk about this stuff. Like, what? And then I remember the DARE program, and them talking about drugs and like like what that life consists of. And then I remember hearing like some of the conversations my parents would had, and I was probably in like 4th or 5th grade. My parents were having this off the wall conversation, and me and my brother were like, we guys know you're talking about drugs. And my mom was like, oh, how could you say that? We're talking about Christmas gifts. And my brother's probably in like 3rd grade and looked at her and goes, Mom, it's July. Like, what do you mean?
Oh my gosh. We talk about, it's Christmas in July. Fuck it. Like, yeah.
QVC type shit.
Yeah. So like you picked it up like, pretty early.
Without a doubt. I mean, the signs were all there. And my parents, the one thing about them was they were very honest about life and everything. When I was a kid. So I was raised by my stepfather.
Okay.
My biological father was in prison my whole life, and one of the big things my parents always made a note of is just because people do drugs, they drink, or they go to jail doesn't mean they're a bad person.
Right.
They're still people. Like, everybody makes choices, everyone makes mistakes. You don't know what situation that person was actually in that led them to make a decision
That's a fact.
We might find egregious or we might find upsetting.
Facts.
And you never know what you'll do in those positions, and I know everyone says that. And you don't realize it till you get put in positions in life where you really think you're going to do the opposite and do the right thing, and you don't.
Until your face is in front of the fire, and then it's like a whole other world, man. You definitely find out who you are, through that type of shit. Absolutely, bro. So, I mean, when, like, was it tough, like, as a kid, just, like, kind of, like, navigating that? Like, were you just overly independent as a kid, or, like, was there still, like, a little bit of structure, but you just kind of noticed that stuff was off just as far as like the substance abuse and like shit like that?
So there was definitely structure. My parents kept us in sports, football. Okay. We were always doing something. They didn't want us near the streets, but we were also like, other kids weren't allowed to hang out with us,
Wow.
And so like that clicks when you're young.
Yeah, for sure. Like, other kids socializing and like clicking up and like going over to Johnny's house or whatever.
And
like
their parents were saying, don't go over their house.
Yeah,
like, that's not the house you want to be at.
Damn.
Yeah, and like with the football community in Baldwin, like I went to Baldwin for high school.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
Like, the football community knew us, and that was most of the people we knew. And most of them realized what my parents were or who my parents were after a little bit, and we're like, yeah, those kids, trouble.
For sure.
Trouble.
Damn, and like, I mean, that's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Just like, how was that weighing on you? Like, as like, did you even like? Cause like you said it clicked for you, but like, how did that like weigh on you as a kid? Like, were you just like, all right, fuck it, I'm a lone wolf. Fuck it, I'm gonna just do my own thing, or like.
No, it was fuck it. I'm gonna show you I'm everything that I'm the exact opposite of everything you think I am. Is I'm gonna go and work as hard as I can at everything, including relationships with people, and make sure that the way you view me isn't how you view my parents, regardless of what I do.
Right.
Regardless of what they did. You're going to judge me off my character. I'm going to force you to judge me by my character.
Damn.
You know, like, that's it. And that's all I ever got concerned about. And my little brother's my best friend, and I was lucky enough to have that.
A sibling, yeah, right. Just to kind of, right.
That relate, that ability to relate and really understand what you were going through and have each other's back.
Bro, I think really that's all people really need, for real. Like, just to kind of clear up the waters and, like, you know, just, like, anchor them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, if you're just, like, kind of, like, battling and navigating all these thoughts on your own, not to say, like, you can't find clarity, you know, through that, but having someone else there who's sharing that experience, who's, like, you're going through that shit with them, especially a fucking sibling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, that could mean the entire world, and it could really just, like, it's a really pivotal thing, especially, like, you know, at that age. Like, it could really divert you in different paths if that's not there or if it is there. You know what I mean?
And like, with the state of the world we live in, where mental health is such a big thing, and
For
it's
sure.
very important to talk about, I feel like a lot of the struggles that people have within themselves is they feel alone. And you feel like nobody's ever going to understand this no matter what I say.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to have a brother that, like, at this point in my life, I realized that it doesn't matter what you went through. Pain is pain. Everybody feels pain. And so you can relate over pain.
Pain is universal.
Pain is universal. That you can relate over.
Yeah.
But actually having somebody that had the same exact experiences, it's just, bro, it's a blessing.
Right, no,
It's
I
an
mean,
absolute
for
blessing.
sure. And just, like, even, like, you know, pain is definitely universal, but even under that, people's lives are very unique.
Yes.
You're, like, you know, it's just the path you walked may not quite be the exact path, you know, I walked. But if you can just, like, relate on that level, like, yo, have you felt this before? Yeah, man, I felt that. Like, y'all may have not taken the same way to get to that feeling, but you've gotten to that feeling before just through your own life or, like, whatever, man. So, and, bro, I think that's really fucking profound what you said. Like, I'm going to make you judge me off my character.
Yeah.
And, like, to be able to flip that so young is kind of crazy. Like, when did you start, like, kind of, like, forming that, like, yo, I'm going to make my relationships with people, like, the crux of, like, you know, how I'm treated and how I treat people. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause that's pretty profound, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
I would say, so I was an aggressive-ass little kid. I was a badass little kid.
I can imagine. I can imagine, cuz, yeah.
And so, you know, like,
yeah.
after a while, being aggressive and being, like, a dick,
Yeah, you just have to
people
cool
don't
it.
want to fuck with you, bro.
Yep,
I remember being in middle school, and I had all these boys, and, like, we were starting to get into fights every day, like, at school and shit. And
With each other, just, like,
with each other,
oh,
yeah.
damn,
like, over
okay.
lunch table, like, you know, like, whatever, over
Yeah.
whatever. And my first instinct, I'm gonna fucking hit you.
Yeah,
Like, I'm gonna
right.
hit you. And
Yeah.
so I did that. And man,
So I did. Yo, that's funny.
You know,
as
like,
fuck.
let's go to the bathroom.
Yeah, let's squabble it out. Or fuck the bathroom.
We can do it
yeah. Yo, man, that's funny as hell, bro.
And so, you know, like, after a while, it started to click with me, like, yo, people don't like this shit.
Yeah,
They're not gonna
right.
like you. And regardless of what your parents are, regardless of what anger or pain you hold inside, like, the world's gonna view you in a way, and that's a lot of that's gonna determine the path you take too. Not just the decisions I'm gonna make. Well, these are decisions I'm gonna make, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm being a dick, the world's gonna treat me like a dick.
And it's not everyone is gonna. I mean, just like even through this, and just like, you know, artists. You know what I mean? Just like entertainers, whatever. Like, everyone has a past. You know what I mean? Like, everyone was who they were before they reached a certain, you know, platform or, like, plateau, right? So, like, when everyone's looking at you, they're not going to get the full context of your life while you're making these decisions, like you said. You know what I mean? It's just like all they get is just that information or that quick little interaction with them. And that's just what they go off of. Like, like, you know, he's this type of person. Like, you know, like, he's that type of person.
Yeah, they're basing your whole character off one experience or one thing. And, like, one thing I always try to tell people is, if you run one lap, you're not an athlete. You got to run a lap 1,000 times before you're an athlete. You got to commit to that. If you make one bad decision, you're not a bad person.
Damn. man.
You're gonna make a lot of bad decisions. It's about making those right decisions on the other side because you made a bad decision, because you learned from it, because now you know the consequence of what's gonna happen. Because everyone on earth can tell you the consequence of something. At least for me, you can tell me not to put my hand on that stove. I could watch you put your hand on the stove and burn yourself.
You
I'm
gotta
gonna walk
find,
over
yeah.
and put
You
my
gotta
hand.
find out. You're so like
Then I might
there's
do it a second time to make sure I'm not being wrong. Like, you know.
Nah. Respect, bro. Cause there's a little bit of that in me as well, bro. Like, and like not for like the super egregious stuff, like fuck the shit that like I know that's like, all right, like that's clearly gonna fuck me up. Or, like
Yeah.
that's clearly, you know what I mean? Like, but for some of like the more subtle shit where it's just like, well, you know, I did this and like this happened to me. I'm just like, I take it in. I'm like, all right, that's information I could use, but gotta find out myself.
Is it gonna happen like that again?
Yeah. Is it gonna happen like that for me? Could I finesse? You know what I mean? Who knows what could happen?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, nah, man. I definitely get that, man. And bro, it really just sounds like you just kind of got your bearings on life early, man. Like, I was like my dickhead period was definitely, I feel like, a little bit longer than yours. And then like I was like, you know, like squabbling, like, you know, like find people like that. Like I was like a generally cool kid, you know what I mean? But like I was just like, I don't know, like I was a bit of like a late bloomer, just like in sense of just like my mentality. Like just like as I got older, like maybe some of the shit that like maybe at 19 that could have dawned on me. I mean, like 19 is still, you know, very young. Like you're still, you know, like, you know, grown and shit like that. But
you think you're grown.
Type shit,
Yeah.
bro, man.
You think
At
you're
18, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm
I'm a
18 in
grown-ass
college.
man.
Yeah, man, like, you feel me? Then, like, I look back, like, you fucking dickhead.
Yeah,
like, bro,
you
like,
were
who
just
did you,
dumb,
bro, real shit. So, like, that, bro, like, that's super dope, man. So, as a kid, did you see yourself, like, doing anything, like, with C&D, like, the way that, like, you do now? Or, like, what did you want to be, like, when you were a kid?
Okay, so when I was a kid, all I really wanted to do was be a football player. And
Oh, shit. What position, like, were you?
I played
were you
outside
fucking with?
linebacker.
Oh, okay, word.
And so when I got to high school, I got to the point where no one could tell me shit. I was going to the NFL. I was going to play football at Michigan. I was going to the NFL. Well, I was 6'1" and white, and you know, like eventually, I got to senior year. I had a couple offers. I had Duquesne, I had RMU, I had Cal U, Slippery Rock, and so like I knew that I was on the right path on my goal.
You saw 300-pound Samoan as an old lineman. You're like, yeah, this might
this might not be
yeah,
me.
right, yeah.
And then my senior year, I blew out my knee, and that was the first time. Like that was the first time I wasn't Superman in my head.
Yeah.
I wasn't on
How'd that
football
happen?
field. So, dude, crazy. We were on offense. Second quarter, just dogging this kid the whole game.
Yeah.
Dogging this kid. We threw an interception on a play that didn't count.
Damn.
I'm running, going to catch this kid, and as I'm running, my foot's planted, and I'm facing this way, and this leg's up to take the next step, and this kid dove into the back. The kid I was dogging dove in the back of my leg, and I tore every ligament in my knee.
Fuck.
Like every ligament, completely torn. And
God damn.
I remember laying there, and I was just like, damn, dude, football's done. Like, that was the first time in my head it clicked. And I finally got back to school, and I was committed to Duquesne, and my assistant math teacher was the assistant head coach. He told me I didn't have enough senior film to keep my spot. And so eventually I had, like, Monmouth. I was calling all these colleges. Recruiting class was filled up. I'm a senior. This is, like, second semester, you know?
Yeah, right.
Everybody's got their players.
Yeah, right.
And one day RMU called me and they said, Art, I don't know really what you're thinking, but like we'd love to have you here. Your coach speaks very highly of you, the whole jazz. And right then and there, I said, I'm here. I'm there. Send me the paperwork.
Damn.
I'm going to play.
Right.
I got there, figured out they did my knee surgery wrong. I ended up having 5 knee surgeries to correct that.
What's like what was wrong with the initial surgery?
So where they put the graft, so like in your body, a millimeter is a big distance. A centimeter is huge. Huge. And they put the graft in my knee for my ACL 2 centimeters to the wrong side. And so my leg wouldn't straighten because that ligament couldn't get to where it needed to go to do this. And so I talked to the surgeon. She was like, I've
so
seen
like
this.
2 centimeters made that much of the, like you couldn't straighten your leg.
Oh, dude, in your body, that's huge. That's miles. You know, miles.
Wow.
Like, you know, you ever hear the stories about people who got, like, shot in the chest, and they're, like, 1 centimeter, and that's your heart.
Yeah,
like,
facts.
that's huge.
Damn.
That 1 centimeter's huge.
Fuck.
And,
that's wild as shit.
yeah, so I got medically retired, and I loved, like, science and chemistry, and so I started applying the farm. I was in pre-med. So I
Mhm.
started applying to pharmacy schools and got into Duquesne. And then figured, you know what? I read the defense, saw what was going on, and called an audible. So let's see what I can do to make
Yeah,
it shake.
nah,
you know?
fact. I mean, that's crazy. So, like, how long into RMU did the whole graft shit happen? Then, like, you have to get 5 more surgeries. You said
Yeah.
on that knee,
Yeah.
and like, was that at your previous college before Duquesne?
So yeah,
Okay,
that was all at
damn.
RMU, and by the time I got to Duquesne, I was on crutches.
Holy
and
shit!
so I'm the new kid.
How long
on
did you spend
crutches.
in RMU?
I spent freshman year there.
Okay,
All freshman year.
so like just the 1 year.
Yeah.
And then like, did you have to transfer because you just couldn't play football no more?
Yeah, I picked a school solely off playing football.
Oh, okay.
And I was very heavily involved in science, and they only had 1 lab on the whole campus.
Got you.
And so for me, that was just like, well, I'm paying all this money. I'm here. I'm not doing the thing I came here to do, so I
Yeah.
might as well go find an education.
Damn, and like you were just like really into science, and then the pharmacy was just kind of like
Yeah, that was
the
it for
way.
me.
So like, it wasn't even really.
Because I wanted to help people too. I didn't just want to
Copy.
be a scientist. I
Mm.
wanted. My parents were drug addicts because of doctors.
Wow.
Because they would go pay cash to the doctor. He'd write them whatever they want. He's in jail right now. He's in prison. So for me, that was the change I wanted to see. That's why I went into pre-med. That was why, and then why I went into pharmacy. And going into pharmacy, I never realized that all I do is dispense this drug. I have no control over who's getting it, who's using it, and how they're using it. So that was a mental hurdle for me.
Yeah, man. And cause like I feel like that just even speaks to a bigger issue, just like as far as the doctor just signing whatever dosage to like, and it literally just caused like this substance abuse. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that's kind of crazy.
Here's the difference between me, you, and a doctor
What's that?
is they went
The
to school
coat
to be a doctor.
yeah, right.
yeah. They went to
Yeah.
school to be a doctor,
Yeah,
bro.
right.
How much of the stuff do you remember from school?
Bro, I don't even remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday,
Exactly.
bro.
And
Like,
we put all of our trust as a country into these people. They're human beings.
Talk about it.
They're
yeah.
human beings, bro.
Yeah.
And they're just as likely to be wrong. They're just as likely to make a mistake.
Or persuaded to do like, yo, could you just, you know what I mean, a little
They
extra.
send these little drug reps in their pencil skirts to go push a drug.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the reality of it, man. And
That's crazy.
it's a hard thing to see. And one of the big things I want to talk about today was this country. We all know about the opioid pandemic.
Mhm.
Everybody knows about it. It ran amok through this country.
Right.
Right now, we're in the middle of an amphetamine like Adderall
Yeah.
and a benzodiazepine epidemic like Xanax.
Hmm.
So there's people getting 30 milligram extended release Adderall 5 times a day. And then they're getting
Yeah.
6 2-milligram bars a day of Xanax.
Damn.
And you're like, bro, like.
And they're prescribed this
And
shit.
they're prescribed.
Damn.
And they go back every month. And now they're doing telehealth visits to give people Adderall.
So you don't even gotta go.
You don't
You
even
could
gotta
just
go.
from the laptop.
I won't fill that. I won't. At the pharmacy. No,
Wow.
I'm not gonna. I will not propagate that problem because I lived through the opioid epidemic firsthand, and I saw what it did. I saw what it was, and I'm never gonna contribute to that. I don't care what anyone says about that view or what I think. I've watched it. I'm watching it currently. I watch people come in and be zombies and lose the humanity that lives inside them and just be a shell.
Damn. No, bro. I've definitely just in college really like I know like it definitely grew and like expanded like just like as far as the epidemic goes like it's crazy.
It's crazy.
But in college I definitely saw that whole just culture of just like just Adderall, Xanax. Bro, like I remember I took a Xanax. I took half on one day. And then, like, I think it was not quite worn off yet.
Yeah.
Then, like, I went ahead and took the second half, like, the next day, bro. Bro, like, I don't remember, like, those
Blackout.
2, 3. And, like, that was the first and last time I ever did that. I was like, that was, because, like, bro, like, I remember, like, but, like, I, like, recall, like, just being in, like, one of the homies' room and just, like, this. And I'm in his room just, like, on to sleep on his bed.
Yeah.
Like, that shit is crazy.
And the worst part about it is like, bro, your brain shut off. But your body's on go.
Your body,
it's
like,
on
bro,
go.
it's the wildest sensation, feeling like whatever you want to call it, man.
Yeah.
And like, definitely, like, knew and like, heard of people that just, bro, like, do you remember like that whole just phase of word? Like, I don't even know if it's a phase. Like, it might still be going of like the green
Hulk bars, the Hulks,
the Hulks,
bro. They're pressed with fentanyl now, killing people.
That's crazy.
They're killing.
Bro.
Those were like 6 milligrams of Xanax in a pill. They should have never existed.
That shit. And bro, I remember like this one, you were just getting that shit by like the bag, like.
Yep. They got 10,000 of them. You're like, bro.
That shit is bro, again, I took just one, like, I took half of one, like, 2 halves of one regular one. That shit took out, like, 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days of your life gone. No idea what happened.
Dog.
Having other people tell you what you did, you're like,
dog.
What?
I was like, yo, that shit
Like,
is
what?
not even fucking cool. Like, so, like, just like before we just get into any more tangents, bro, like, CND, just from your from your perspective, just describe what it is y'all do. Describe, you know, just the whole structure of it, and just break it down for people who may not know.
So C&D is a very special thing for me, and not just for me, it's a special thing in general. So C&D stands for the code name Creators Next Door. It was a playoff like code name Kids Next Door when we were kids. And this came to fruition with 2 of my business partners. One's name is Brandon Arizari. Designs by Bees is what he goes by. He might be the most talented artist.
Shout out to Bees, man.
Shout out
for
to
sure,
Bees, man. And then there's Trey Tipton. Trey Tipton played football at Pitt for 7 years.
Hell yeah.
He's an absolute pillar of this community. There's not many people on earth. I don't know if there's anybody else on earth that genuinely cares more about other people than they do themselves the way Trey does. And when those 2 got together, Trey came and talked to me, and I said, yeah, man, I'll help, you know. They got this little office space, and there's nothing in it. And I ended up spending every day there, and one day they both looked at me, and they're like, Art, you know, like, you're here, you're helping, and you obviously love this. Like it's a different kind of energy. It's a different love. Like, it's a family. And they're like, you obviously love this. Like, do you want to be a part of this? So I became co-owner, and us 3 have slowly been trying to piece together pieces of the puzzle to bring people in. We just brought in, like, one of the newest members is Charlotte. Charlotte's absolutely one of the most talented humans you can meet with marketing, social media, branding, like all that. And then on top of that, like positivity, yoga, like everything that's full body wellness, full body health, full everything, mind, body, spirit. She's absolutely unbelievable. And it's just people like that, like you guys being there too, man.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Everybody coming together. We all have a similar goal. We all have a similar cause. The idea of it is to be a creative studio where people can come together, create, and make things happen that they want to see happen. They can have peace, tranquility, and they get love. As soon as you walk in the door, you get love. And that helps so much because, like, one of the worst things ever is walking into a room full of people you don't know and nobody acknowledges you.
Yeah, that's definitely
rough.
fucked. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Like, is what I do important enough to even be acknowledged? Like, you know, like type of that.
You start doubting.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like that's a big thing. Like, we want to get rid of. And Trey speaks. Trey Tipton. He's a speaker. He's been through a lot of mental health stuff, and he speaks a lot of mental health.
Very gifted speaker, man. He's I mean, just like even when me and Mike stopped by the other day, man, and you know, we're just chopping it up, man, just like about whatever, and like he just kind of took a moment to tell us his story, you know what I mean? Just like involved with his mother and just like his whole life story, man. He just really has an ability to, like, touch people, man. And like I'm just like, damn,
it's powerful when he speaks.
This nigga can fucking speak, bro. I'm just like, fuck, like, damn, bro. Like, I was just like so compelled. I was like,
you get chills, bro. You're sitting there like,
wow. no bullshit. Like, I know that phrase is kind of like thrown around with like, oh, like I got the chills, but I genuinely felt like it was like, man, like, like this dude really is able to touch people, like, with his words, and like, he's definitely got a gift. And big shout out to everyone, Charlotte, man, Enzo, all that CND, y'all got something dope going on for sure.
Yeah, CND is amazing. He just mentioned Enzo. I wanted to give a shout out to Enzo. Enzo is an 18-year-old kid.
Yeah,
he's an 18-year-old man. I won't even call him a kid.
I be forgetting Enzo was 18 though, bro. Like, that shit is crazy, bro. Like, again, at 18, I wasn't doing shit. Like, bro, I wasn't doing shit. Like, nothing on that type of scale,
I'm worried about
like,
party, pussy, and money.
Bro, I was like, I was just like learning how to spell pussy like it is. I'm just like, P. I'm like, it's got a P in it. I know that. It's got a P in it. Is the U next? I don't know. Like, that shit is crazy. So, like, to just like see him, like, moving and shaking at 18 is just it's crazy, bro.
So he was one of the top wrestlers in the state of Pennsylvania. Had Division I offers everywhere.
Yeah.
Admitted to Lehigh. He looked at himself in the mirror and said, I love wrestling, but this isn't what I want to do. Decommitted. He decommitted, turned down a full scholarship. Bought a Sprinter van, traveled the whole country for 3 months, making content, making videos. He's a videographer. He's absolutely incredible. And that to me, bro, that speaks volumes on a character. Like, Like,
Bro,
there's not many people that can do that, let alone 18-year-olds that can do that.
making the decision to decommit just from something that's just kind of like, opening a path for you just as far as where you can go academically and just I mean, to like
For a side hustle.
for a side hustle, but then to even fully step into and commit to the side hustle. Like it's not like he just like kind of pussyfooting around the side
He
hustle.
made it his
He
career.
got a van, bro.
Yeah, it's
And
full-blown Sprinter.
Bro, for 3
Listen,
months.
This
Yeah,
kid
yeah.
has a bed in the van.
Yeah,
he
that
has a
shit's
kitchen
crazy.
in the van. Like, he decked out the whole van with his dad on his own and made it a place to live and traveled the country as an 18-year-old, bro.
Nah,
That's
bro,
beautiful.
that shit is hardcore,
That's
man. and
beautiful.
That shit is dope. So before like you linked up with Cindy, like I definitely want to scale it back and like
Okay.
you can go into as much detail or not as you want to, right? So after RMU, did you finish out Duquesne or like what happened there?
So this is funny. This is a little bit of a funny story.
Yeah.
So I'm at Duquesne, and I got involved in a drug discovery and research lab with natural products. So believe it or not, what I did was discover new psychedelics, because the way psychedelics work, they're absolutely incredible for depression, pain, anxiety, and that's what my lab focused on, was creating new molecules.
Facts.
from
Do shrooms
nature.
today. Go
I love
ahead.
it.
Yeah.
I love
yeah. Yeah, I mean that's how it go.
That is how it
Yeah,
be.
no, but continue, bro.
So, it was Dr. Tidgewell's lab. Dr. Tidgewell is absolutely one of the most incredible people I've ever met in my life, and he's dedicated his whole life to helping people in a field where we've always thought we were helping people, but we were never actually giving them a cure. We were giving them Band-Aids for their problems, but those thoughts never went away. Those thoughts never go away. You need to learn how to deal with them. And
For sure, right.
That's the powerful thing about psychedelics, is they force you to face those thoughts, and they force you to face yourself. And not only that, but they have this very, very, very unique mechanism. So, like, at a biochemical level, they have this mechanism where the receptor they bind to and the way they bind to that protein causes your brain to grow. It increases the density of brain cells you have. It increases the density of little spines off your brain cells that touch each other, so it creates new connections.
So I just want to, cause like this is like a lot of information, right? But so like I thought that like your brain, like I know that there's elasticity like when it comes to the brain, right?
Yes.
But I didn't like when you say grow, like what do you mean?
Literally like grow in length. So every
That's
cell in
crazy.
your body has the ability to divide and reproduce. And for a long time, we thought brain cells couldn't do that, but we were wrong. We just never know how to make it happen.
Okay.
And psychedelics make that happen. So there's a study out there that takes this drug called DOI, which has the scaffold. So, like, when I say scaffold, like the foundation of a building, kind of.
Okay.
The foundation of that molecule is an amphetamine. And and it's a psychedelic to a certain extent, and so they took that and compared it versus amphetamines on brain growth. And for a short amount of time, amphetamines do increase brain activity and brain growth, but then they cause it to shrink even more. This DOI, this psychedelic amphetamine, still causes it to grow because of that mechanism.
Damn.
And so it's a very special, unique thing that we have lost in our society. And if you read like ancient scriptures or ancient texts, they talk a lot about wine or potions. And wine at that time didn't mean an alcoholic beverage. It literally meant an assortment of natural products, which most experts in this area, I'm not going to speak on it, but most that I've read or heard have said that it was some kind of psychedelic potion. And like Aristotle used to do it, and Plato, and one of the things, I forget which one of them said it, but one of them said, like, this can never be lost. Not everybody can do this. Not everybody should do this. But this is the way you speak to God. And this should never, ever, ever be lost.
So do you know how, like, was it just kind of phased out, or is there like a modern, like, would that be like the modern version of like an ayahuasca today or some shit like that?
Yeah,
like
it was
DMT?
like it was like a modern version of ayahuasca.
Okay,
and
got you.
Ayahuasca is a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
Because you have to take two separate plants and put them together to get that effect. Because one of those plants has DMT in it, which is the psychedelic. And then there's an enzyme in your body called monoamine oxidase. Monoamine oxidase metabolizes most.
This nigga's a science nigga for real. This is oxybenzone. I don't even know what. It's a lot of Z's. I don't know what the fuck is going on. That's fire though. Y'all did not continue, but this is some interesting shit, bro. For real. Nah, please continue. This is crazy.
And so monoamine oxidase, you have two subtypes, A and B. And those are both responsible for metabolism of neurotransmitters, so like serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, whatever. But they also metabolize a lot of psychoactive drugs because they act like neurotransmitters.
Oh shit.
So whenever you
okay.
have ayahuasca, they have a chemical component from another tree that they combine with the DMT that inhibits that enzyme.
Okay.
And so it causes that trip to go from a 15-minute experience to a 24-hour experience. And no one can figure out how in the Aztecs or ancient Amazon figured out how to combine those two things to make this happen, because this far predates any history we have.
And it's funny, bro, because even with you saying all that stuff, like it's almost as if like the people or like civilization back there was even more creative than. Because I mean, just like not speaking on natural resources, but like we have like a bunch of resources as far as Google.
We have
just
more
like,
resources than could ever imagine.
Than any civilization in humanity ever. Period. You know what I mean? And it's just like
or information at the touch of a finger.
Touch of a finger, computers in your pockets. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Literally. So it's just like you said, like how the fuck did they figure that shit out?
Yeah.
How'd they figure that shit out?
They put those two things together.
And like, what do you think was the cause of like that DOI like kind of getting lost? Like, do you think it would just kind of got muddled with just human tampering, where it's just like they may have just phased it out chemically just by trying to like tamper with it too much, or?
I think a lot of this comes from a misunderstanding of what these drugs are and what these and of what these molecules are capable of.
Yeah.
And I believe throughout history that this is going to sound crazy, but like there's always powers that be. So there's always people that put themselves above other people. And there's only a couple ways you could do that, and it's knowledge. Like with slavery, we didn't teach them how to read or write.
Right.
You stay in power. They don't know anything.
Yeah, facts.
Money,
Facts.
which is power.
Yeah, absolutely.
And power and respect.
Yeah.
And so whenever you have those things, a drug that someone can take that can threaten that for you, that can make them realize that we are all humans, we're all having this experience.
Yeah, here comes the...
And you're not above me, and you're not right, because this is a life, and everybody has their own truths, and everybody has their own perceptions of things, and I'm just blindly following you because I should blindly follow you. And whenever
or because that's what you've instilled in me.
Yes.
Right.
And then whenever you take this drug, you realize, oh fuck, like I just been doing this because I thought I was supposed to do this. Isn't what I want. This isn't who I am. That's threatening. That's threatening as hell. So whenever you're in power and you see that, you're like, damn, bro,
gotta snuff it out.
We got to do something
instantly.
about this.
Instantly.
Got to do something about this. And so,
because ideas spread faster than just like mentality, man. Just like it spreads. Just like if one person's like, hey, is that supposed to? It's like, yo, man, did you see that? No, I didn't see that, man. So like, yeah, why is it like that? Now it's two people.
Yeah.
And they have a whole network of people that they know. It's like, yo, man, have you ever seen that? Yeah, man, it's not really like that. Yo, and then like they go tell and now you have a revolution on your hands.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? And like as like a power that, is, or like, someone in a position of power, you want to snuff out any sense of, oh, we're not doing that. So like, boom, yeah, get that person, bring them in. Oh yeah, that's a nice idea. You had never hear from them again.
Never.
Ever again. So like that shit is crazy. So then like when you said like you got caught in like in Duquesne, was it because like you were just like researching DOI, or like you had it, or like?
So I didn't have DOI. This was just a study I read, but I had, so my lab does marine cyanobacteria. So a cyanobacteria, way beginning of the world. Yeah. There was a single cellular organisms that existed that were bacteria, and there was also single cellular organisms known as protists. Protists are a really weird class of organisms that we don't fully understand, and they don't fit in anything else, so they're protists. Mm-hmm. Well, that bacteria ate a protist, and that started eukaryotic cells, which we have. Mm-hmm. And so that is what we evolved from our understanding. And so those bacteria happen to produce a lot of psychoactive compounds. Got you. Because they needed to communicate with other cells. And psychoactive compounds are just ways for cells to communicate with each other.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it had to communicate with other cells because now it was multicellular. Mm-hmm. And so we focused our research on that, and the lab would fly around the world. So they've been to Curacao, Peru, all over, and scuba dive.
Would you go with them?
I did not. I was not there during the period of the trips. I got in the lab right after the Peru trip.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so we had all this. It looked like dirt. One of them looked like weed, so we called it Dirty Ball Marley.
Yeah.
That was what we called the
yeah.
sample.
Facts.
And so like you grind it up. dissolve it all out, and then separate each molecule it produces out and test them against the human nervous system.
Okay.
And so we'd send them to North Carolina for that.
Okay.
To a guy named Brian Roth at the University of Chapel Hill. And basically did a bunch of testing, got involved in that, found some new compounds that were really cool, binding to the receptors we wanted. And then I was in pharmacy school on top of that, so I was getting my doctorate of pharmacy. And during that time period, I just finished all my classes, done with pharmacy school, like passed everything, killed it. Everybody knew who I was.
Right.
Because I
talk shit,
I
yeah,
knew
talk
it.
heavy.
I
It's
knew
the
it.
big A.
No,
What
I
you
knew
talking
what I was
about?
talking about. I won't
Yeah.
say something if I don't. And went out with my brother, my girlfriend at the time.
Just like kind of like celebrate and just like kind of,
Celebrate.
yeah.
This was literally right at the end of the semester.
That's crazy.
And me and my girlfriend were arguing. Someone called my brother. He came. And this kid came outside. Was bickering, started a fight with my brother. I saw it, ran across the street, and I hit him. And I got arrested. I got charged with a felony 1 aggravated assault with intent to cause seriously bodily harm or death.
God damn. Like I, just from talking, like, I know that was not your intention to fucking, but like, why did they like, and like, it was only like one punch, right?
Yeah, but it looked terrible. It did. It just looked terrible. We got stitches, you know.
Oh shit, yeah.
And you know, his family friends with the detective and everything.
Oh,
so like,
and
it was deep.
That's
it was
what
deep.
I was going to,
It was
bro.
deep.
A felony, bro.
Yeah,
Like, come
it was
on,
deep.
like aggravate. Like, that's kind of dragging it. Like,
Dragging
that's really dragging it. Like,
So they put me in the county for 26 hours. Crazy experience.
that is, yeah. I mean, like, just being
we'll
held up
get
in
there.
county. Yeah,
I
not
wanna
fact.
talk
Oh,
about that.
okay,
We'll
nah,
get
for
there.
sure, for sure.
I'll finish this up because I'll lose my train of
Nah,
thought.
for sure.
But, yeah, so, you know, like, within a matter of a second, I went from on top of the world to now I got to fight for my life. This is my
Shit.
whole life over one decision.
Damn.
And so I went to the school pharmacy, and I told them straight up what happened. And they said, well, we think you have a drug problem. I said, oh, okay. All right.
Right.
I'm like, well, what do you want to do about this drug problem? They're like, look, we have these counselors. You're going to go see them. There's this program called SARF, which is like for pharmacists with drug problems.
Mm-hmm.
Put me in the program. Sent me to the counselor. Saw her 3 times. All 3 times she said, you do not have any form of substance use disorder. You're a college kid. And if I put you in a room with people that have a real substance use disorder, they're going to hate you and sniff you out because you shouldn't be there. And you're going to make them feel terrible about themselves.
Damn.
And so I went to the school, talked about that. That wasn't good enough for them. And I said, you know what? I know I agreed to all this, but I'm not going to sit here and say I'm something I'm not to make you happy and lose that piece of myself. And so I switched programs, and I graduate in December, and I have a Bachelor's of Science of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Medicinal Chemistry.
Hell yeah, man. Congrats on that. That's fucking dope, man. But like, what did they want you to do outside of like, so like you, when you met with the counselor, like why, like what did they offer it like as an alternative if you didn't want to do that?
Well, I didn't have a choice.
Oh,
It was, if the counselor clears you, you're fine.
Yeah,
She cleared me, and I wasn't fine because it didn't fit the narrative they're trying to paint on me. And I'm not going to paint that narrative on myself.
Right,
like,
yeah, facts.
Like, that's ridiculous. I won't die on many hills, but I'll die on that hill.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I mean, that's a, if there's a hill to die on, I feel like that's that. Like, you know, like I don't feel like you're not going to impose nothing on me.
On
I mean,
me,
bro,
on who I am and my
type
character.
shit. And then again, it just all goes back to, bro, the kid that got knocked out just dragging it. Cause like, especially being friends with the, like, that's just, I want to press charge. I want to get this kid. It was a whole lot of that going on. And listen, if you got knocked out, brother, for some shit that you were starting, you just gotta eat. You gotta eat that. That's what I'm saying, bro. Take it on the chin, let it heal up, and just move through life in a bit of a more respectable fashion. Like,
from it.
that's really it. You know what I mean? But they decided to drag it, and you know, it ended up just causing a lot of bullshit for you, bro. Which, like, and bro, even talking to you now, man, like, one, if you do hit someone, I feel like you got a pretty damn good reason. I don't feel like you're just outside fucking people up for no reason. You feel me?
No, I want peace, man.
Absolutely, bro. So like, it's just like for him to just like even implement that type of like discourse and like derailment for your life is like just kind of fucked
and, like,
up to me.
Pleasure out of it
Yeah,
too,
man.
know,
Like, it's just like really like, you know, fucked up to me, man. Like, but just, if you want to, like, you know, get into it again, as much detail as you want, man, the 26 hours in Holden, bro.
Oh, let's do it.
That probably felt like 5 years in itself, bro. Like, so, yeah, what was...
This story's crazy.
Yeah, bro, please, man. Nah, for real, go in.
So one more thing though,
For
with,
sure.
with the school pharmacy, a big issue they had with me was, like I said about the Adderall and benzos. I'm in the science,
Yeah.
and there's a difference in drugs with science and clinical applications. So as in how we use them in people,
Okay.
which doesn't make sense to me. It never did, because if the science is saying this, but you're giving it to them saying the opposite, how's it working? Why are you giving it to them? And so I would always question teachers and professors, so I got that reputation. So that was
Yeah.
another big part with the school. Where
Society
they were
just
like,
hates people with questions, especially good questions.
I had teachers
They hate
pull me
'em.
aside in pharmacy school my first year there. I stopped going to class after this. They said, "Hey, we know you know the answer, so please don't answer any questions." And I said, "I'm paying you $70,000 a year.
And I can't talk.
I can't talk. All right, I'm not coming
fucked up.
back.
Yeah.
I'll show up for the test."
Yeah. I know you're paying 70 racks. Again,
Yeah.
not of your own money because you took out a loan,
Yeah.
which you should do all the time, right? You should definitely take
use
out
the bank's money.
Actually, in
always.
fact, take out another talking loan. So on top of the 70 racks, if you want to answer questions, that's another 40 racks.
Yeah, you're
So
not
take
paying
out
the
another
premium
loan.
here.
Yeah, man, that's fucking crazy.
All right, so Central Holding. So I got away the night I beat the kid up. I ran away. I actually went back out. We walked past
Did the
scene.
race. Yeah. Did the race
Went
a little
back
bit.
out. So I get a phone call. Actually, I didn't. I was at work the next day. My girlfriend at the time, the Texas went to her house. She was like, "They're coming to you." I said, "Bet. All right, it is what it is now."
Yeah, right.
So I'm sitting on the couch. I hear this car door shut. And before I even looked outside, I looked at my brother and dad and said, "That's police." My dad goes outside. He's like, "Who are you?" They're like, "Pittsburgh police." They're like, "Is Arthur here?" He was like, "No." And I was like, "Dad." So I went out and talked to them. Just whatever. Got through that. And they're like, "Yeah, it's not a big deal or anything." A couple days later, they call me. He goes, "Hey, man, just so you know, we have a warrant for your arrest. But,
Shit.
but all I need you to do is go down to the courthouse and get fingerprinted. You won't be there long. Like,
That's how they drag
had
you.
work.
Yeah.
I had work." I'm like, "Cool. I work at 1, whatever it was. It was 1 or 11 or something." Like, okay, I'll wake up. I woke up at 7, went down to the courthouse at 8. It opened. Said, "Hey, I'm here to turn myself in and get these fingerprints." And this lady looks at me. And she's like, "Ah." She said, "Turn around." And I turned around. She handcuffed me. And I was like, "Oh, what was this?
Oh, shit.
What's going on?" And so they just open
It's a
up this
little rough.
courtroom door
Yeah.
with no judge in there, no seats. It's just an empty bench. And they walk me behind it, and I'm in a holding cell. And they're like, "Hey, we just got to print off your warrant to make sure you're actually supposed to be here." So they print off the warrant, and they're like, "All right, we got to go get you fingerprinted and taking pictures." So I'm cool. And I'm like, "All right, this is what they said. Whatever, precautions, whatever."
Mm-hmm.
And so they take me down. The courthouse is connected to the jail by this underground little tunnel. Walk me through there.
Oh, shit.
I'm in central booking. Put me in a cell. I get in there. There's this older dude in there. He's sleeping in his shirt. Never said a word to me. They called him for fingerprinting. Bro, I get this next roommate. This dude was there on psychiatric watch. And he comes in. He's talking to me. And he's like, "Why are you here?" So I tell him. He was like, "You know what, man?" He just started on this tirade. He's like, "You're one of those powerful spiritual beings that is meant here for a reason, and this is a construction of your mind, and they're trying to stop you, and you can't let them stop you, man. Because I met my twin flame, and that's how I ended up here. Because before that, I took 50 hits of acid and 100 aspirin and went into the woods and tried to kill myself, and I lived and realized that I am the twin flame, and I need to be here." Dude.
He's both flames.
Both. Yeah,
My
bro.
man is 2
Bro,
flames.
I'm sitting in this jail cell. It's like maybe from here to the couch, like it's so small. And I'm looking around like I got nowhere to
Yeah,
go.
can you get this nigga another cell? Yo.
Probably an hour I'm with
Yeah,
this dude.
facts.
And they come and get him, take him to psychiatric. I never saw him again, but I was like, wow, that was nuts.
Yeah, right.
So they bring this next kid in, bro. And at this point, I'm like 3 hours deep. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Mm-hmm.
They bring this next kid in. He's a year younger than me. I'll never forget it. He's homeless. And he shot meth and heroin. And he was in there for stealing a dirt bike. And so we were talking, bro, and he was just telling me about his life. And it was a good perspective for me, bro. And he was he wasn't a bad person. He had a terrible circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, he's living under the 10th Street Bridge in the South Side shooting dope when he's not in jail. And I'm like, damn, bro. So, like, I'm talking to him. They call us together. We go and get fingerprinted. I'm standing in the line to get my mugshot taken. And I hear, "Priori." And I was like, "Yeah? You Mike's kid?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, I grew up with your dad. He was down here a couple years ago. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Thanks. So
Thank you. I guess
so
like
everybody leaves the picture room, and the dude, his name, I'm not gonna say it.
yeah.
He pulled me aside, and he was like, "Look, man, your dad called me. I knew you were coming. I've been trying to push your paperwork to the front to get you out of here,
Mm-hmm.
and they keep pushing it to the back. I can't figure out what's going on." I was like, "That's weird."
Damn. So they're pushing it to the back purposefully. Like,
Purposefully.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet.
And
Fuck.
so I get moved to this 3-person cell. It's me and that kid shooting dope, and this old dude. And we're talking to this older dude. We're like, "So what are you here for?" I mean, that's a normal question in jail. Everybody's, "What are you here for?"
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Yeah, my stepson told him. I told him to suck my dick, and he told the police, and they came and arrested me." And so I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't fucking come near me. I don't want anything to fucking do with you." The other kid was like, "Yeah, dude, no, fuck that, fuck you. Like, none of that kid shit."
Yeah.
So we told the guards, like, "Yo, get us the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
So they move us to the cell that they put everybody in who needs to get arraigned. So
Okay.
we walk through. An arraignment's like the first trial you have to set your bail and all that.
Right.
And so now we're in there. It's like 10 of us.
So like how long? So like at this point, how long have you been in?
This is probably like 6 hours in.
So what do you think at 6 hours in? Like, damn, like.
No, I'm here.
Yeah.
No, I'm here. No, I got to be on my shit now. I'm here.
Damn, but
Like,
that's
these boys are gonna try me.
Yeah, damn, bro. Like survival instincts just like immediately kicked in. Like
Immediately, bro. I remember I was right in the county, right next to the bike path, watching all these people ride around on their bikes, and I'm like, well, I made this choice. I'm here. Now I got to live with this. I'm not going to be one of those people today.
Yeah.
And so we're in the cell with like 10 dudes, bro. We were pretty much vibing for a while. Just cool and bidding is what they call it. Like, just talking shit.
Right.
Some crazy shit. There was this guy in there. He was mentally handicapped. And he was in there for a really bad aggravated assault. And we were all just talking out of nowhere. He goes like, "Yeah, my stepdad molested me as a kid." Damn. And I'm sitting in this jail cell like, "Damn, bro, I'm sorry." And everybody else in there is clowning him. And I'm like, bro, like, this is not the place for me.
Yeah.
This is not it. This poor man, he
just
don't even know what's going on.
Spilled his heart out,
Spilled
bro.
his heart out. You guys
the
are
most
clowning him.
bro, the most vulnerable information ever. And everyone's like, ah!
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
They're
like, his stepdaddy touched it. That's crazy. Like, what the fuck?
So,
that's fucked up.
So we're sitting in there for like an hour, and they're like, "Hey, we got to clean this cell." And so, bro, they took all 10 of us and put us in a 2-people cell.
Wow.
10 grown men in a 2-person cell.
Yeah.
For fucking an hour.
10 people, bro.
Bro, it's so hot, and then we're all sweating. And now, tensions are rising.
Yeah, for sure.
We're in this cell together.
For sure.
So, like, I'm trying to be the keeper of peace. Whatever, it worked.
Yeah, yeah.
Put us back in the other cell, and they bring this dude in. He was a meth head and a fentanyl junkie. He didn't even do heroin. He did fentanyl. And he came in, bro, and he was like, "Yo, can I use your cell phone, bro? I got to call the boss." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about, bro? We're in jail." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're in jail. And I was like, "All right."
Can I go to bus in jail?
I kid you not, bro. This man stands up, gets on the bench, starts going like this. He's like, "Man, I got to get all this money before someone takes it." And he's like, "We got to go. I owe you some money." And he started handing me money. I'm like, "Bro, what are you doing?"
Oh, no, he
Like,
was
what are
off
you
the
talking
he was
about?
off the good shit.
He was off the good shit.
Yeah,
so
right.
eventually we get to the point where it's like, "What the fuck's up with you?" And he was like, "Yeah, man, I've been awake for 4 days. I did a bunch of meth, and after the meth, I decided to shoot some fentanyl, yeah, man, I just been awake for a while. I did some more meth." And then we were like, he's like, "I loaded up the rest of the meth before they brought me in." So this dude's hallucinating.
It's all gone. It's gone.
Doesn't even know he's in jail.
Yeah.
Freaking out. And so, like, bro, I was trying to be cool, trying to talk to him, get him back to reality. He grabbed my hoodie and said, "That's my hoodie. Give it to me."
Oh, no.
So I grabbed him and said, "Bro, I don't know what you think this is, but this is not it."
It's not that.
Yeah, so I got my respect.
Yeah.
So, like, everybody else saw that and they respected me. And so the cell we were in was pretty big. I had to take a shit in front of all these dudes.
Ooh, and like, bro, I was literally about like, what was
I had to
the
take a
bathroom situation?
It's in the middle of the cell. Everybody's just looking at you. All they go is, "Listen, bud, we're in jail. We all been here before. You're the first timer. Go take that shit. Just give a courtesy flush or we'll kill you." And I was like, "All right."
Yeah.
So I did that, and then so the cell, the way it was set up was there was a door at the end of the cell that connected to another cell, and so one side was arraignment, and then the other side was you're going into the jail now. Like,
Yeah, facts.
like you don't have bail. You're done.
Mm.
So we get arraigned, And everybody told me going into this I was just going to get released on my own recognizance because I'd never been in trouble before. And so I walk into the hearing. He goes, Arthur Priori, $10,000 bail set. Boom.
Damn.
I said, what?
Damn.
So I was like, all right. So they take me into the other side. And at this point, we'd watch a dude OD in there. We'd watch one dude withdraw.
You saw a dude
freaking out.
OD in there, bro.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Holy
Those dudes
shit.
get as high as they can before they get to the
Yeah, I
jail.
mean, yeah, that makes sense. But like, did he make it or like?
He made it, but
okay.
like they really take their time to come save you.
Yeah,
They
damn.
don't care. The guards treat you like you ask them what time it is. Shut up, scumbag.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And so we're in this cell. Now there's like 30 of us. Like 30 of us. I'm talking, you have enough room to sit on the floor and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And so eventually dudes start K'ing out. At this point, it's like 1 in the morning.
Damn.
And I've been there since 8. So dudes start K'ing out.
Jesus.
I met this dreadhead dude. I never got his name. And I met this other dude, CJ. And they were like, I don't want to say this because like I don't genuinely believe it, but the way they were termed was lifetime criminals.
Mm-hmm.
They were career criminals.
Mm-hmm.
So they knew the ropes. They were talking to me. They were fucking with me. Like I was cool with them. And so we were in there for a couple hours, man, just talking shit. I heard some crazy stories about like one dude was driving in the car with his girlfriend, wrecked, and he had weed in his system. But when he wrecked, she died in his arms.
Fuck.
And they gave him manslaughter because he had weed in his system.
Fuck.
And it was from the night before.
Damn.
And that blew me. That was hard
Yeah,
one to
like
hear.
I don't even know how you. That shit is crazy, man.
That was really hard to hear. He's like, bro,
Yeah.
she died in my arms, and they think I care that I'm going to jail. Like, they thought that was the part that bothered me.
Damn.
And they put him in prison, and he was back on a probation violation.
Damn.
And so I was talking to them. Eventually, the guards come. We get our, like, one phone call recess type thing. They let us out. Well, they put us in a different cell after that. And so before they let us out, they put us in a different cell. So we're in there, and I'm with the dreadhead dude, and we're just talking. I'm like, what do you do? He starts telling me. He's like, I make music. I'm like, really? Like, I love music, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I can't make any music, nor can I dance, but I love to dance and don't care that I can't dance.
Facts.
So my man starts spitting a beat. I start dancing. Before you know it, everybody in the cell that's not doped out or sleeping is fucking up and grooving. We're having a good time, laughing, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, so like we're having a good time. And then they're talking me through it. They're like, yeah, we're going to get up to our cells. The nurse came in. She fitted me. She was about to give me vaccines. And I finally get my phone call. And it's like 4 in the morning. I'm like, fuck. It's 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I walk over, call my dad, went straight to voicemail. Called him 3 more times, went straight to voicemail. Called my brother about 4 times, he didn't answer, bro. I'll never forget it. I grabbed the phone, and CJ was next to me, and the dreadhead dude, they went out with me. And I was standing there, and I was just so demoralized. I put my head on the phone thing. I was like, bro, I'm here. Like, I'm going to be here until my trial for 7 days.
Fuck.
And I'm like, all right, just got to do it. And out of nowhere, I hear, Priori. And I'm like, what did I do?
Yeah.
This guard calls me over. He fucking takes this bag of shit and throws it at me. And I said, what's going on? He's like, do you want to go home? I was like, yeah. He was like, here, sign this. So I signed this paper. He handed me all my shit. He was like, yeah, your bail's paid. And I was like, I thought they weren't supposed to release people after 11 p.m. And he was like, they're not. And so this big cop comes in and gets me. And he goes, hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm a friend of your dad's. He called me to come get you. And he said, they've been pushing your paperwork to the end all day. Your dad paid your bail 12 hours ago.
Wow.
He said he paid it 12 hours ago. They didn't let you out.
That's
And so I got home. I walked in the door. My brother was standing in the kitchen with a backwood playing Out on Bail by YG. And it was the greatest moment of my life.
That's a walkout. No, that's a walkout. That may be top 3 walkouts ever. Like, it may be you and Meek Mill for walkouts. Yeah. It may be you, because that nigga left in the copter. Obviously, you ain't get that, but that's a hell of a way to exit that whole fucking experience, man. Like,
and as I'm walking out, I'm walking past the cell with all the dudes. I was just with brother going nuts. They're like, my man, we're so happy for you. Like, you're out of here. Like, hell yeah.
Whoa,
I'm like,
man,
I'm coming back for you boys. Add me on Facebook when you get upstairs.
Yeah.
So I'm Facebook friends with a lot of those dudes now.
That's fucking crazy, bro. So, damn. I mean, bro, not many people get to just experience that 26 hours ever in their life. Like you probably lived 4 or 5 lives just in that fucking span. Like
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I was just a different person though, because like I realized what it had to be. You have to be the most aggressive form of yourself.
nah,
'cause
for sure.
Everybody in there's a predator.
Bro, and like we don't have to get too deep, but like so like even like going through that and like being like a white dude, like I mean just like even like some of your homies like CJ, like do you like just like kind of like think back to like damn, like if they were pushing my paper back, like and like my bail was paid like for 12 hours and
Yeah.
they didn't let me out, just imagine what they're doing to like some people that may not be in that sort of position where it's like they haven't been in trouble like before and like may not kind of get those those privileges, like I mean, like that's just kind of crazy.
See, bro, I really got to see it though. I really got to see those dudes that were a product of the system, and that the system just labeled them something and wants to keep them as that thing the rest of their life, no matter what. And it was heartbreaking. Yeah, I met some good dudes.
Bro, no, absolutely,
I met some really good dudes.
Bro, again, even the dude that got into the wreck and like his growth. I mean, bro, it was from the night before.
Yeah,
like they're probably just like chilling, smoking some shit, probably just hanging around, and that is crazy. How like do you know if he's out? Like do you know how long he was supposed to be in there? Like
I don't.
Yeah, you just
I knew that he just had a kid when he went back, and like
shit.
He was fucked up about it, and he said, I tried to kill myself a whole bunch, the whole 9. He was like, the only thing that's keeping me alive right now is that kid, and he said, I'm going to get out of here and be better for that kid, and that shit, like, really meant something to me, like, because whether he does it or not, bro, like, that's awesome. Like, you had it as bad as you can have it, and you saw something greater than yourself still.
Dude, man, that, I mean, bro, you've just lived such a colorful life, man, so after, you leave holding 26 hours of fucking, you don't know what the fuck. What's the mentality? Like, are you like, all right, now, did life just like kind of kick in like a different gear for you after that moment? Or like, what was going through your head?
I was like, you know what? Never really thought like this before, but like these people are really out to get me. This is the first time in my life where I was like, these people are actually out to get me. And I have one of two options: is I can be everything they're saying I am and let them do it, or I can be the exact opposite and make something shake. And that was a big part of how I ended up with C&D, and I started a tree business. I started doing things for myself because before I even told the school of pharmacy, I knew in my heart of hearts that it was done. Yeah, I wasn't going to be a pharmacist. Yeah, right. I'm not allowed to get licensed. I knew it.
Did that kind of bum you out, or like is what you're doing with C&D more aligned with?
So with pharmacy, I really thought I was doing the right thing and I was doing the thing I wanted to do until I got into it and saw how it really worked. And I realized I hate this. I hate this. I'm propagating the same issue I swore to God I was going to change, because that's the only way that I can make money now is by forcing that issue, because people need these drugs and these drugs are what pay me. Yeah. Like, no, that's not it. And so I wanted out of pharmacy regardless, but like I worked my ass off. I earned that degree. So that was the part about it that bothered me.
Yeah, for sure.
I earned a doctorate.
Absolutely, right.
And I don't get it. So, like, that bothered me. But then outside of that, like, I never intended to work in pharmacy. If I was going to work in pharmacy, it was going to be in a dispensary that I owned. That was it.
Bro, to be real with you, fuck the degree. Like, just even talking to you, like, is of, like, just, like, your depth of knowledge, just, like, on, like, the science level. Yeah,
Thank you.
It's just...
Yeah, that degree's a piece of paper.
Literally, bro.
It don't mean I know anything.
It doesn't validate nothing, bro. Like,
I know people with that piece of paper that don't know nothing.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. They got the paper and the coat. They posted on IG, yo, I got the doctor, and they haven't helped a person since. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just, man, that is crazy. So, like, how long after that whole incident and just like, living life did you link up with C&D? Like, was it just like a couple months, maybe like a year after? Like,
so that happened in May. I would say about December, me and Trey gotten together and started talking about this like vision.
6 months, 7 months after that.
There was this vision he had. Okay. And probably 2 months after that conversation, he called me one day and said, Art, I just got a new spot. And at the time he was moving. So I was like, cool, bro, let me come peep the house. So I'm driving, bro. I pass this office building, the GPS says pull into there. I was like, you've seen the studio. Yeah, you drive by that, you're like, I ain't going there.
Yeah, right.
And so I called him like, cuz, send me the address. Like, don't send me a pin. I don't know where you're at. He was like, no, listen, pull into the building that you think you shouldn't pull into. I said, bet. So I pulled in, he showed me it, and I was like, wow. Yeah. Holy shit. And it was rapture.
The rest is history,
The rest
man.
is history.
So like, what were you doing from them? Just kind of like leading up to when they asked you to like join the movement, or like what they got going on.
I was doing all that counseling shit. I was meeting lawyers. I was
Mm.
trying to make the school thing work, and it was right around the time that I decided that I don't care to make this work because I'm not going to lose that piece of myself that this all happened. So I still work at the pharmacy.
Yeah.
I just love the people there. I work for an independent, so I stay
Yeah.
there just until I figure out the next step and graduate and everything. And then, and then with C&D, it was just like,
Yeah, like what were you doing for them that like made them just like kind of approach you and just be like, yo, like Artie, like do you want to come fuck with us? Like,
well, me and Trey did an event together, and then that event went really well, and it was just me and him. And after that, we realized how well we worked together.
yeah,
And it was just kind of like, I have all these ideas, and I never had a platform or people that think the same way that want to make ideas like this happen.
mm-hmm.
And like Trey was about it.
Yeah,
Trey's always about it, and that's what I love about Trey. Trey is really everything he says he means, and he makes it happen. We made that happen, and we realized that how much more we can make happen.
yeah.
And that was all I needed.
I feel you, man. But like, are we sitting at about an hour here? I just got a
Yeah.
few more questions. You know what I mean? But so how do you see C&D growing, and then like how do you see yourself just growing within that?
Okay, so we'll start with C&D.
Sure.
I think C&D will grow in a very social aspect before anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And what I
Fair
mean,
enough. Yeah. Right.
and what I mean by that is, you look at Chicago, you look at LA, you look at New York. Fuck, you look at Philly.
Mm-hmm.
They have these scenes. There's
Mhm.
a scene there where
Mhm.
all these like-minded people come together to make music, and then boom, blow up, blow up, blow up, blow up. Or all these like-minded people come together and make art, and then boom, one blows up, next blows up, next blows up, next blows up. All we have is Wiz, and Wiz don't do that for us.
Mm.
We don't have that scene here. We don't have that community here.
Mm.
We can build that community together, and that is what I see the future of C&D being. And yeah, it's business. We got to make money, all that. But the real goal of C&D is to build that scene, make that community, and watch Pittsburgh be that spot.
Yeah.
Be that city.
It's well on its way.
It's well on its way. The
Well on
talent's
its way.
here. I've said it
Oh,
multiple times.
No. The
talent's
talent
here.
is it's overflowing.
Yeah, it's pouring.
Overflowing, bro. Like the cup can't even contain. And like I'm not even saying that to like hyperbolize or nothing. You will literally bump into just like someone on the street that just happens to make dope ass music, or just is like a dope ass painter, or just
Yeah,
like makes
a poet.
fire ass clothes. They, like just their hands are in something, bro. And again, man, like it's just people in the comments gonna probably be like, "Yo, Toby's always talking about Pittsburgh. How did you?" I'm telling y'all, man, like the next 3 to 5, bro. Give
Next
it 3 to 5. You're gonna see
Pittsburgh's
a
it.
lot of names, bro,
Pittsburgh's
pop
it.
out of this city doing their fucking thing. Like, mark my
Doing it
words.
together.
Yeah, bro, mark my words, bro. So, Artie, man, I want to thank you. I mean, this is easily one of my favorite episodes to date.
Hey,
This
this is easily
really-
one of my favorite things I've done in my life.
This shit, bro, I feel like people are just gonna get such a kick out of just your life story and just like who you are as a person, man. This shit was dope. But if C&D has anything coming up, or just if you want to let people know where to find them on socials, where they can find
Yeah.
Bees, Trey, you even, Charlotte, let them know.
So I'm off social media personally. I only have the Creators Next Door account. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. We don't have a Twitter. But then Trey is Trey Tipton6 on everything. Bees is designed by Bees on everything. Please check both them out. They have
For
incredible
sure.
content.
Yep.
And then Charlotte Supernatural. Go watch her videos. She has an event coming up soon where she's doing whole day wellness retreats. And if you watch her videos, you'll understand what I mean by that and how impactful and amazing that those days are going to be. And that's a C&D event as well. And we want as many people that we can get there that we can impact. And I genuinely hope people show out for that one, for Charlotte and for us.
My man, bro, Artie, again, thank you so much for coming here and chopping it up, bro. MIC, episode 64, man. Community content. You get it all here. The biggest fucking A in the building. And we're out, man. Peace.
Peace out.